World War II occurred from 1939 to 1945 while Hitler was Führer of Germany. There were about 6 million Jews killed, and millions more from other ethnic groups were killed as well. This was one of the deadliest genocides known to mankind. Elie Wiesel was born on September 30th, 1928 in Site, Romania, to Shlomo and Sarah Wiesel. He and his family were deported to Auschwitz in Austria, Poland. Nothing could have prepared them for what they were about to experience. Many people chose to deny the allegations of what the Nazis were doing in prisoners in camps, even if they knew they were true. Once Elie and his family arrived at the camp, the women and children were separated from the men. This was the last time Elie would ever see his mother and younger sister, because they were sent directly to the crematorium. Elie and his father were placed in Birkenau, which is where they were stripped of their clothes, their heads were shaved of all hair, and their belongings were taken. The Nazis dehumanized the prisoners and treated them as animals. Elie was stripped of his identity and became known as number A7713. Elie was eventually sent to Buna. There, he worked in a factory where he sorted electrical pieces, bulbs, and other tools. If a prisoner was unable to perform a task, then they were exterminated. Elie was at Buna for about 8 months, enduring beatings, hunger, roll calls, and other forms of torture, as well as hangings and murder. On January 19th, in 1945, the SS forced the inmates at Buna on a death march. For about 10 days, the prisoners were forced to run, and at the end were crammed into freight cars and sent to Buchenwald. From 20,000 prisoners who left Buna, only 6,000 reached Buchenwald. Towards the end of the war, on April 6, 1945, the guards told the prisoners they would no longer be fed and began evacuating the camp, killing 10,000 prisoners a day. On the morning of April 11th, an underground movement rose from within the camp and attacked the SS guards. In early evening, the first American military units arrived and liberated the camp. During the Holocaust, many lived in fear of being transported to a camp or saying something that would get them into trouble, but also many lived in denial that the camps ever existed. There were multiple bystanders during the Holocaust, and this only gave the Germans the power to continue killing millions. There are multiple times in history when the rest of the world stands by during genocides. The Rwandan genocide is an example of a race being eliminated and the rest of the world standing by watching it happen. An airplane crash in 1994 carrying presidents of Rwanda and Burundi sparked the organized campaign of violence against the Tutsis and the moderate Hutu civilians across the country. Approximately 800,000 Tutsis and Hutu moderates were slaughtered in an organized genocide over 100 days, making history as the quickest killing spree in the world has ever seen. The UN pulled their peacekeeping troops from Rwanda because it was becoming too violent and they could no longer protect the Tutsis or open fire. The rest of the world stopped broadcasting the genocide because the world thought they could no longer help and did not want to get involved. There have been multiple genocides in the world since then, and yet many are not informed of them because no one wants to believe the horror of a genocide, or that someone can be so evil as to exterminate a whole race of people. Standing by and being indifferent can only give the persecutor more power, and to continue killing people by cooperating with the unjust authority. They will believe what they are doing is right and just. This only exasperates the problem when all people are trying to do is make it better. There are also many daily ways we be bystanders, such as witnessing bullying, theft, or even a murder. Although it may be scary, one should always find a way to stand up and speak out against the problem others are trying to hide. Many today choose to join the United States military as their way of not standing by and watching bad things happen across the world. Not everyone can join the military, but they can still stand up for what is right in their daily life. Every person should learn to be proud of who they are and what they believe in, so that they have the courage to do the right thing when something bad is happening. Everyone has their own responsibility to themselves and to others, even if it is something small like chores, or even uplifting someone with a compliment each day. As Elie Wiesel once said, "We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented."